Hi there. Happy Sunday. Well, it's a bit cold over here in the UK. It has been trying to snow, but where we are living, it's actually close to the sea. And apparently, we don't get the same frost and snow that other people do because of the salt in the air. So even though it was snowing quite heavily, nothing was stuck at all, nothing. So, well, I'm in my lounge, quite cosy. I'll turn it around, see if you can see. Ooh. I don't know whether you can see the fire or not. Let me see if you can see it. Hope you can. I mean, have a quick look if you can see. No, you can't. Oh, there you go. There you are. Got the fire glowing. So my son said to me this morning, "Are you warm enough, Mum?" And I went, "No, I'm not warm enough. I'm cold." So he came in and lit the fire. So now I'm really warm. I don't know whether it's because I'm older or whether it's because I've got arthritis, whatever you call it, query fibromyalgia, that I do feel the cold. And if my arms and my legs get cold, I'm just miserable. They just ache. Well, what have I been doing? My lady came about the Granny Takes a Trip jacket, and she absolutely loved it. She's left it with me. She's paid me, but she's left it with me to sew the buttons on. She's brought me quite jazzy buttons, if you can see them. Those colours are in the jacket, so they will look quite nice when they're sewn on. But then she tried on the divine hat. Oh, she said, "Can you make me a hat to match with a big flower on?" Because there's a flower on the pocket of the jacket, if you remember. I can't show you because it's in the other room. And can you put me that big flower on the side? So I said, yeah, no problem. But of course I didn't have any of the wool left. So I sent off for it from eBay. And it was funny when it arrived. It arrived and it was dead heavy and flat. And I thought, I haven't ordered a book. You know, what's come? Anyway, it was flat packed. So it's Boho Spirit and the colour is Festival. And I absolutely adore the yarn. Oh, I've got two cardigans in the same colour. They do other colours, but it's just this colour I'm really, really drawn to. So I've got to make her a hat in that. I'm still making me Wobble Bobble Beanies, with that pattern from, what's she called? Hannah Martin. Still making Wobble Bobble Beanies. I sent away for some fur pom-poms. Well, not fur poms and pom-poms. I insisted acrylic fur pom-poms. No rabbits are going to be harmed while I'm making hats. So as you know, I made one hat, but it's come out in two ways really. It's come out that way, and then when you turn it around, you make the band first, and the band just came into two complete halves, which is a bit strange really, but you can wear a hat of two parts, can't you? So I started making the second one. I had this wool in, or yarn in. I don't remember where I got it from. It's called Jersey, but it's obviously from Turkey. So I can't remember if I got it from Hobium or if I got it from Lolly. I can't remember. But it was a 200 gram ball, and it was all different shades, hence the hat. This is what's left of it, this rather floppy ball. So I started making another hat last night, but I got to the decrease bit. Oh, you can see there's two colours in it. You couldn't on my screen last night. So I'd got to the decrease bit when I was chatting and I just couldn't concentrate. Brain fade or whatever. Oh, I've forgotten to set my timer. I'm going to run out of time, aren't I? How long have I been talking? About 5 minutes, so hang on a minute. Let me set my timer, otherwise I'll run out of time and then I hate that. Right, let's set it for... We'll set it for 23 minutes just to be on the safe side, so I don't run out of time. Anyway, I started another one last night. We went doing a bit of, not Christmas shopping, because it was food shopping, but we were doing quite a bit of stocking up. We'd stocked up the freezer and stuff ready for Christmas. And we went into Aldi. Now, you know I've got enough wool to sink a battleship in the shed, but I couldn't be bothered going across the road because it was raining and it was cold and it was whatever, and I wasn't going over the garden. So I saw this in Aldi. It's, I don't know whether you can read it or not, it's called Rainbow Yarn Nocturne, 200 grams, and it was £3.99. So I got, they had a couple of colours, but I thought, well, I only dared to put one in the basket because I was with the family, you know, and they're like, well. Anyway, it's coming up quite nicely. I'm doing like another Wobble Bobble Beanie. So it's coming up quite nice. I think actually it looks better in something that is fleck rather than something that is, you know, shaded, because, you know, the shades are not quite right, yeah. I finished off another hat. I had to put an extra bit at the bottom because I ran out, because I'd almost got 3 balls out of that, 3 hats, sorry, out of that ball. Where's the rest of them? Yeah, I'd got that one, which was the pale one. But because I'd put a turn back on that one, that's probably why, I don't know, I would have got 3 proper hats out of it, but for that. This did come from Lolly's. Right, it's a pity she's closing down. I have ordered another mystery pack, but when I read on the Facebook page, some people were saying they'd never got theirs, so I've just got my fingers crossed because she's never let me down before. So maybe she's got a problem, maybe she's ill or something, I don't know. I'm not one to start, you know, casting aspersions over, Rainbow's not come, I'm going to report to blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm all for giving people a chance, so I'll let you know whether it does arrive or it doesn't, yeah. Anyway, I made that one with the same ball of wool, because you can see it was shaded. And then that one was the third one that I ran out of, but I had some other green at the bottom, so I put that in. Well, what I came in for today was to show you that I'd got a new magazine, Inside Crochet. It's the Christmas edition, I think. I have ordered, well, I did try to order Simply Crochet, and people were saying on Facebook, oh, ours has not arrived, can't get it anywhere. So I looked, and I usually get mine from a place called Newsstand, which is online. And I ordered it, but it's out of stock. They said they'd let me know if they can get any more. So it doesn't look like I'm going to get the Christmas edition of Simply Crochet. Anyway, this is called Vintage Glamour, and it's not number, is it? I should be able to see now. I've got both eyes fixed, yeah? Issue 142. Hey, it's good, isn't it? I can actually read it. You might have noticed the hair isn't right and no makeup on because I'm still banned. I have to wash my hair with goggles on because I can't get soap in this eye. But it's doing very well. Fingers crossed. Can't wait to get the other eye done. Anyway, let's have a look. Now this is free patterns, free crochet patterns. If you go to lovecrafts.com, you've still got time to make these little free little, I've got the finger over it, haven't I? These free little toy things. So you've still got time. Paintbox yarns, which was lovecraft.com, was where I got the Frida Kahlo designs from. You know, the patterns, the free patterns I got, which was all very, very nice, yeah. Beginners, just all this sort of advertisements and bits and bobs and stuff like that. So then we get to the real nitty gritty. The first one is a gingerbread doll's house. I have to be careful I don't show you any instructions. Gingerbread doll's house. And they also do the inside, but I can't really show you that because I'm afraid I'm going to be showing you some of the instructions, so sorry about that. Indigo Dreams Crochet Along. I think you'd have to have been having this magazine for more than this one edition to get the pattern for that. It's one of those where they give you a bit each month, yeah. So obviously I haven't been buying the Inside Crochet every month like I used to do. So hence I don't have all the bits, yeah. Right, we're on to the actual patterns. This one's called, no, it's not, the Star Garland, that's that. And this one is the Pineapple Capelet. There's other pictures of them. This one's a dress and a hat. Dress and a hat. And then there's a turban. That's a scarf. And then this is actually like a sort of vintage looking twin set. And then that's a, I suppose you'd call it a large chunky cowl. There may be better pictures as I go further in to the magazine. Let's have a little look. Oh, there's more things in. There's like a, what we call a tank top or a vest. And then there's a shawl. Then there's some very, very lacy gloves and a bag. We've got a garland and trains. Then we've got a cute little reindeer, if you're into that sort of thing. Cute little reindeer. There you go. Right, let's have a look if there's any better pictures. Oh gosh, it's warm in here. I was freezing before and I'm too hot. Shh, don't tell my son I'm too hot, otherwise he'll come and turn it off. That's, oh, somebody wants me. That's the dress. I wish I was young enough and slim enough to wear something like that, because I would have worn it if I was younger. The hat's quite nice. The hat. Not much good for winter weather though, but it's nice. It's very decorative, yeah. Then we've got the scallop evening top. Ooh, can you see? There we go. The twin set. You see there's a good picture of it. No, not really. Winterberry twin set. It's a little sleeveless, like a sort of tank top, vest, waistcoat, whatever you want to call it, and then with a cardigan over the top. Pineapple capelet. Oh, it's very hard to show you without showing you any instructions. That's the back view. To me it's nice, but it doesn't come far enough across the front. It's a little bit really just across the shoulders, yeah. I would have wanted a bit more together, if you know what I mean, to keep you warm at the front as well as the back. Probably more for decoration, isn't it? This one says Captivation Wrap. Sort of a little bit like a wide scarf, really. Yeah. Oh, that's quite pretty if you've got the right kind of dress to wear it with. It's the collar, lacy collar. I never seem to get a dress where it fits, you know, where that style would fit, really. That's a peony fade shawl. She's using shaded yarn, I presume, that goes in different shades of pinks. It's a traditional sort of, you know, what do you call it, triangle shape? Yeah, triangle shape. Then we've got the crocodile stitch clutch bag. Ooh, ooh, ooh. These are pretty if you want them for decoration. They wouldn't be very warm, would they? But they're very pretty. Like little lacy type gloves, yeah. You know, someone who's a little bit sort of Victoriana or even punk or goth, yeah. You could make them in black, couldn't you? That's a twisted rib turban style hat. You sort of make a long piece and then you fold it and turn it and sew it. You know, there's instructions given how to do that. And then this is the Luxe Fur Cowl. What's it done in? It's done in Cedar Alpine Super Chunky. So, it'd be nice and warm, wouldn't it? And then we should get onto the reindeer, I think, somewhere. Oh, we've got the winter wreath. I was toying with the idea of getting a wreath, but I mean, I don't know whether the family would want one. Yeah, one never knows. Star garland, if you look at it closely, it's tiny little stars, yeah. Very dainty, not very... Oh, you've got a little picture there of the stars, yeah. And this one's called a polar bear blanket. It's just a big, huge blanket, like a head and arms on it. The poor kid looks as though it's sort of dragging it on the floor there, but perhaps it's a bit big for the child. Yeah. We should have a reindeer somewhere. Oh, vintage car decorations. They're tree decorations in the shape of little vintage cars. So you make them sort of, pad them out, stuff them, whatever you want to call it, and then you hang them on the tree. And this is a little reindeer, which my friend will love. I just wish I wasn't so rubbish at making anything that remotely resembles a toy. I always say I don't make anything with a face. I'm no good at fiddly, little bits like fiddly antlers and fiddly eyeballs and stuff like that. I'm absolute rubbish. Yeah. Absolute rubbish. And that's what's coming next month. That's in next month's edition, if you get that far. There was also an advert for West Yorkshire Spinners with vintage tinsel. I presume it's got a little bit of sparkle in the wool. Really pretty colours, yeah. But I am trying to be good and trying not to order. Also with that magazine came a big thick book called Yarn Folk. I always call it sheepjas, but I think it's scages or something, the way they pronounce the name of the yarn. Loads of people have different pronunciations, but to me it's kind of always sheep jeeps. Yeah. It's called Folklore. And you've got the jingle garland, which is quite pretty. Let me go that way. Jingle garland. You've got the Olga cardigan. I think that's the same cardigan done in two different shades. The Olga cardigan. This book comes free with the magazine, yeah. Yeah, there's more pictures of it. I think it's still the same Olga cardigan. It's nice if you just need a little bit of extra warmth, isn't it, over a dress at Christmas, something like that. Now this is called the Happy Folk blanket. You know me, I love anything jazzy. No good at making a blanket. I could not chain on about 300 stitches and do a blanket. I couldn't do it for the sake of my life. I would get so bored off my tree. And those corner to corner, I'm sorry, but no. I did a small one for a child 2 years ago, and that was the end of it for me. But I can do squares, because squares I wouldn't get so bored with. Squares you can pick up and put down, can't you? You know. Now these are huge cushions in the form of an elf or Santa Claus, Father Christmas, whatever you want to call him. Papa Noel, if you're in France. This is called the Farah scarf. Very pretty if you like lace. Oh, that's, yeah, it's a very nice picture of it all. Very nice scarf. Then we have got the Swedish cabin. Oh, I think it's a doorstop. Yeah, it's a doorstop. The Swedish cabin doorstop. What else have I got? Oh, Rudolph's stocking. There's actually more in this book than there is in the magazine, isn't there, really? Probably worth it just to get this magazine. Then we've got the Quaker quilt. there's a whole sort of thing about wood, you know, talking about, you know, what you can buy that's made out of wood, you know, the sort of accessories that you get when you're crocheting or knitting. You know, the sort of swift thing and the wool winder and stuff that you can buy out of wood. I did really want a wooden wool winder, you know, the ball winder. So expensive. I don't know how much this one is. It doesn't say, I don't think. But it was, I looked at one. Might have been Knit Pro. It looked fantastic, but oh my goodness, the price. Well out of the pocket of this little pensioner chickie, you know. Yeah. Right, we've got bags now. Quite a lot of work for a bag, isn't it? I'm going the wrong way again. Right, what else have we got? Oh, a dress. It's called a Joya dress. She's wearing it over the top of another dress. I think it's probably because it's so lacy. I don't like it done like that. She's wearing it over a striped dress. I think I would have worn it over a plain dress, you know, just to let the crochet sort of show through, you know, like, I think like the underneath dress is showing through too much for my liking. I think it would look so pretty if you could make, you know, this, the picture of it there, if you could get like a strapless dress of the same colour or a contrast colour that was plain, would look so much better with it. Or is that just it? These are just reviews of different people. There's one called, oh, I can't pronounce her name, Tuja Henneken and Jimmy Nelson. They're just articles about them. Winterberry socks. Again, if you're into crochet socks, Winterberry socks. I don't know why crochet socks never seem to have the same. I've got like sensitive feet, I think I've mentioned this before, that I have terrible trouble even with knitted socks, yeah. So crochet socks are just too ridgy, you know, for my feet, yeah. This one is again a crochet along. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. It's a buntu. I don't think the pattern's in there. Then we've got the Frida shawl. It actually looks more knitted. It could be Tunisian, I've not read the pattern. And then you embroider all over it. It's quite a thick book, this, isn't it? Quite a lot in it. Then we've got the Eva sweater. I don't know whether there's a better picture of it. The Eva sweater. That's quite nice. And the sleeping reindeer looks more like a pillow, doesn't it? With the little toy. Although children would like that, I think. The Alpine Resort tunic. Once again, why have they put a patterned like t-shirt underneath it? I think it detracts. Is that the word? Distracts? Detracts? Yeah. Then we've got fairy homes. Again, once again, I think they look more like a cushion. And what else have we got here? Oh, this is just all the patterns. The patterns are all at the back. But by and large, you know, I mean, it cost me, I think it was £13 something, because that was sent by post, because you have to pay postage, don't you? Probably a bit less if you could buy it in your store. But it does come with this big thick book, which I think has some nice patterns in it. So, I mean, that's kind of it. I'm supposed to be looking at the Avon book, which I don't know whether I want anything this month, because she wants me to give her the order by today, so I don't know whether I did. Oh, and I did make it needs a handle and it needs a button. I did make a little bag with the leftover black that I had from that lady's jacket, and I put a little crochet flower on it. So it needs a button, and it also needs a long string, you know, to make a little shoulder pouch. I did it all in quite tight crochet, you know, like, you know, I call it my double crochet, you call it single crochet if you're in America. But it makes quite a firm thing, so you wouldn't need to really have to line it, you know, you wouldn't be losing things out of it. You know, if you make a bag, to me, if it's not firm enough, you have to line it. Otherwise, everything like a pen, a pencil, anything like that, even your lipstick or something, just pokes through the end and falls out on the floor. I've got to sneeze. Oh dear. Don't know where that came from. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you because I can hear the family clattering about upstairs, so no doubt they're going to come downstairs any minute now. And Rosie will come flying through. She doesn't have the same sort of panache that, you know, that Poppy used to have. Poppy used to come in and she used to say hello and like we could show her to the camera. And but Rosie, no, Rosie just comes flying in and then she flies out again before I can show you what she looks like. Yeah. She's still suffering a bit. She's on her first season and she's still suffering a bit. She's been at the vets as often as she's been at home. So I don't want you to think that we're ignoring her. The family has spent an absolute fortune on her. We still can't get to the bottom of what's upsetting her. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I've got my... Oh, I don't know if you can see or not on the window bottom. Woo! Or the window sill, as you want to call it. Oh, that's my posh chair. You see, you never usually see that, do you? And I haven't got my Christmas tree up, but I have got my Nativity, if you can see it there. Yeah, I think you can see the Nativity. You can see it there. I was very upset because... Oh, there's Father Christmas. Woo. I was very upset because when I got here I discovered that I'd thrown away all my Christmas decorations, which wasn't too bad. You know, I wasn't bothered about the Christmas tree, I wasn't bothered about the baubles. But inside the box was my old Nativity set that I'd had from being a tiny little girl. And of course by the time I realised it was gone, it was down the tip, the dump, whatever you want to call it, it had gone. There was no chance of redeeming the box. So I was very upset because it'd been part of my childhood, you know, always the same Nativity set. The only thing was I'd had to buy a new baby Jesus because he was made out of wax, because we're talking just post-war here. I mean, I remember it from being maybe 4 or 5 years old. I don't know where the Nativity came from, but it actually had, you know, like the manger, whatever, not the manger, the stable as well. But when I was a little girl, we used to have candles on either side, tiny little candles, which we never lit. But of course, being an adventurous kind of child, one year I decided I would light them. So it set fire to the cotton wool snow on top of the stable, yeah. Set fire to everything. By the time I got rid of everything, there's my timer, poor baby Jesus had melted. So we had to buy a new baby Jesus, which was, it wasn't in proportion. So we had Mary and Joseph and this huge baby Jesus, who would have been about a £20 baby if he'd have been in scale, yeah. So as I say, I was very upset. I had, you know, like a donkey that had like 3 legs. I had a sheep with a broken ear, you know, and bits were chipped off them, but I just loved them and I used to get them out every single year. Anyway, I found that set on eBay, and I'm very, very picky because I had to go around, like, you know, picking them with nice faces. I don't know whether you do that or not. They have to have pretty faces, nice faces. So I've got my Christmas tree, but it's not up yet because my daughter-in-law said no, he doesn't put it up before December. So I've got my Christmas tree. So no doubt by the time I do another video, I will have put the Christmas tree up. Anyway, I'd better go now before I get cut off. So thanks for your company, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye now.